What is up, guys? My name is Augustine from DebatableFootball, also known as DebatableFootballOpinions on Instagram, and I'm back with another video. This time we're predicting the Copa America, the full tournament, quarterfinals, semifinals, the final, the whole thing. Let's do this. Literally less than a week ago, I predicted the whole round of 16 for the Euros. If you haven't seen that video, click right here or just watch it after this video. But most of you know that I predicted the full round of 16, and let me tell you, it did not go well. I think I got 3 out of 8. Now, this is the problem. I went way too logical on my picks, and I didn't expect any unpredictable things to happen. And like you guys know, so many unpredictable matches and final results happened that it was just incredible. I mean, Switzerland knocked out France. Czech Republic knocked out the Netherlands. Spain went 5-3 with Croatia. I don't know, so many things happened. Ukraine against Sweden. Ukraine went through. I don't know, it was a lot. And I don't think anyone in the whole world predicted the whole round of 16 and actually got 8 out of 8 correct. It's just, there's no way. I mean, how do you even? So now that I'm predicting the full Copa America tournament, I have to go less logical. So I'm gonna choose some teams. I'm gonna choose some underdogs that you're gonna wonder, why the heck did you choose them? And I'm not gonna give you a big analysis of what's gonna happen or some little breakdown of the game, of the teams like I did for the Euros. I'm mostly just gonna tell you what's gonna happen and you're gonna let it happen, okay? It's gonna be very controversial, some of them. At first, not so much. Later on, it gets controversial. Just bear with me. I just have to go less logical because I literally got 3 out of 8 last time, okay? I'm not doing that again. I'm not looking like an idiot, okay? But let's just get the video started. Let's get the prediction started. First game we have is Brazil versus Chile. Now, let's talk about Brazil first. They have 3 wins and then 1 draw. They won 3 games in a row, and after qualifying, after securing first place, they rested their team in the last game of the group stage. They drew 1-1 against Ecuador. Like I said, they were already secured that they were going to be knockout stages. They rested the whole squad. It makes sense for them to draw. Now, you can't really talk about Brazil without talking about Neymar. Along with Messi, he's probably the best player in the tournament, along with the Argentinian. 2 goals, 2 assists in only 3 games because he didn't play the last one, like I said. So they are the ones that are expected to advance. Now, let's talk about Chile. 2 draws, 2 wins. They know how to fight against top teams. Like we saw, they tied against Argentina, they tied against Uruguay, and then they picked up 2 other wins. So they're doing decent so far. It's just they don't have Alexis Sanchez because we know he's out with injury. And they don't have their main center back, Maripan, who's actually having a pretty decent tournament. Now, with Brazil's squad being rested and their attack just so full of options, I just don't see how Chile's defense can hold off an inspired Brazil and inspired Neymar. So I'm gonna make this short. I'm giving the win to Brazil. I know I said I was gonna go less logical on this. Just hold up, bear with me. Brazil gets the win. Just wait for the unpopular opinions, okay? Not yet. I'm also gonna be doing something that I didn't do in the Euros. I'm gonna give out my full result, like the actual results of the game. I'm gonna say the Brazil is gonna win against Chile 3-0. I know this is kind of surprising because you would think Chile are gonna give more of a fight, but their golden generation is pretty much done. I just don't see the quality in this team. And I think Brazil's goal is going to come in early. The second goal is going to come somewhere in the middle of the match. The last goal is going to be just as Chile are launching forward, trying to get that goal to come back, and it's just going to end horrible for them. And Brazil is going to end up scoring the 3rd goal. 3-0 Brazil. Let's move on to the next match, Peru versus Paraguay. Let's talk about Paraguay. They finished 3rd in their group after 2 wins and 2 losses. I would say watch out for the striker, Almiron, who some of you may know from the Premier League, plays in Newcastle, I believe. He's had a quiet tournament, but just in the last game, I think it was against Bolivia, they finished 2-0 and he picked up a goal and assist. So maybe watch out for him. On the other side, we have Peru, who are runner-ups of the Group A. I don't have a lot to say about this because I haven't watched neither side that much. I mean, I've seen more of Peru than I've seen Paraguay. I'm gonna give a somewhat comfortable 1-0 to Peru, meaning Peru advanced to the next stage. Now, let's talk about the big game, Argentina versus Ecuador. I guess it's not really the big game. The big game comes after, but I mean, I'm Argentinian, as you guys can see by my jersey flag, that thing right there. It's not a secret. If you guys follow my channel or my Instagram, you know I'm Argentinian. Now, I'm gonna try not to be biased, but it's just, I can't help it, okay? No one predicts something unbiasedly, especially if their team is in it. Let's talk about Argentina. So many attacking options, and finally, they seem to actually click together. Let's talk about Papu Gomez. Just scored back-to-back. I didn't think, when they brought him over, I didn't think he was going to start much. And then when the Copa America started, he didn't start. So I just assumed he was just going to be like one of those players that just never get any minutes. Like, we haven't seen much of Papu Gomez in this national team. But then he's been given the opportunity. And I really thought it was going to be the same situation as Dybala and Messi. 2 players that are kind of just too similar and don't click together. And obviously, you cannot kick Messi out of the squad. obviously. But the thing with Papu Gomez is he found his way around. He's comfortable on the wings, just as he is as a number 10. And just, this guy scored back-to-back. I'm so glad to have him in the squad and see him fit in the team. And maybe he'll just be a starter for the knockout stages. I really hope so, because this guy is impressing quite a lot. Speaking of impressing, I'd like to talk about Aguero. I didn't think he should have been our starting striker, but now he just picked up an assist. He just started in both the last 2 games. This guy seems to be the best pick as striker, just because Lautaro Martinez isn't having that good of a campaign, kind of being shot in front of goal despite having a pretty great season with Inter. Now, I'm sure their time, Lautaro Martinez and Aguero will kind of split their minutes. Aguero won't start the full 90 minutes. He also can because of fitness, because he's getting older. So I think Lautaro Martinez is definitely gonna play a bit more, especially because he just scored against Bolivia as he came in as a sub. So I'm just talking about how many options Argentina has, and how can I not talk about Messi while talking about Argentina? This guy, most goals, most assists, most man of the matches performances in Copa America so far. He's having the Copa America of his life. And the thing is, this just started, and now you're facing a weak Ecuador. This is Argentina's time to shine, to give us a great performance, and to show that they mean business. Okay, I think this is gonna be kind of the game that we saw against Bolivia, where Argentina will score 3 or 4 goals. They'll give a show, and they'll advance to the next round. So I'm giving Argentina the pass to the semifinals with a 4-0 win. I'm hoping that they keep the clean sheet now. I don't know who's gonna start at center back. I really hope it's Lisandro Martinez with Romero and not Otamendi, because his defensive abilities are just... So yeah, hoping that they keep a clean sheet this time, because they couldn't against Bolivia. So let's see, 4-0 win, Argentina advance to the semifinals. Let's talk about the big game now. Colombia versus Uruguay. I can't really be unpopular on this one because anything could happen. It's a 50-50 game, and Colombia strong, Uruguay strong. Let's talk about the teams individually. The one bad thing with Colombia is that arguably their best player will not be on the pitch due to picking up too many yellow cards. We have Juan Cuadrado, who's gonna be missing out. He is a great player that has been doing so well for Colombia. He has a little bit more freedom with Colombia than he does at Juventus. He can focus more on attacking, which is where he excels a bit more. And he's just been killing it all season long, honestly. Now let's talk about Uruguay. These guys don't need really an introduction. They have a great team all around. They have the players. They just, I don't know how well they're doing as a unit, as a full team. So their strikers haven't done that well. I mean, Suarez, I think he only has 1, maybe 2 goals in the whole 4 games. 3 games actually, because he was rested in the last one. And then Cavani has been very disappointing as well. I know that people think that I have an agenda against Cavani, and I guess I do. But like, seriously, I'm watching this guy play, score 1 tap in, score 1 penalty, nothing else. I'm not trying to make any jokes here, but the strikers, the Uruguayan strikers who you would expect would score so many goals in the group stages, they just haven't done well. And maybe it's their midfield to blame, but Uruguay are kind of underwhelming. Now, this is where I go a little bit unpopular. I know I said you couldn't really be unpopular when choosing a winner, and so this is what I mean by getting unpopular. I think this game is going to end 0-0. I think both sides are going to be pretty fearsome. I think they're going to know what's at stake here, and they're not going to attack much. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a game where, like, in the full 90 minutes, there's no shots and everybody's parking the bus. No. Eventually, there will be, but I think for the most part, both sides are going to be too afraid to just go at it. And if you guys don't know, after the 90 minutes, actually, there's no extra time for both quarterfinals and semifinals. For the finals, there's extra time and then there's penalties. But for quarterfinals and semifinals, if you finish in 90 minutes, you go straight to penalties, and there you go, anything can happen. And if I just had to guess who would win penalties out of this one, because it's literally a guessing game, I'm just gonna say Colombia. I'm just gonna be very unpopular. Colombia advances in penalties, which means on one side you have Brazil versus Peru, and then on the other side you have Argentina, Colombia. Let's talk about these matches. Let's talk about Argentina versus Colombia first. The last time that they faced each other was actually pretty early, right before Copa America for the qualifiers of the 2022 World Cup, and Argentina dominated most of that game. They ended up blowing their 2-0 lead, ended up 2-2 as a draw, and most of that came from Argentina kind of getting relaxed, time wasting, and just not attacking, not going full forward and playing the same way for the full 90 minutes, which actually is a problem for Argentina. If they can't play consistently well for 90 minutes, they're gonna struggle in the knockout stages, at least in the semifinal. Now, I just think Argentina has too much experience to lose in a semifinal of the Copa America against Colombia, who I would say a semifinal for them would be kind of successful, especially after knocking out Uruguay. I just think Argentina would get the best out of their own team, especially after picking up a win against Ecuador. I think their team will be more united than in a lot of like recent years, and they can get the win against Colombia. I've already seen them dominate against Colombia. They just need to be more focused, and this is where they thrive. They've made so many finals, and we all know what happens in the finals, whatever. But in semifinals, for the most part, except last year, they thrive in this competition, especially when they're so close to the final. I know that I'm kind of speaking out of my ass just because I'm Argentinian and I want to see another final. I'm going to put Argentina in the final, and the final result is going to be a 2-0. The game's going to be a lot like that last game in the qualifiers, except now Argentina will have learned their lesson. They won't relax. They'll just go on full 90 minutes. Argentina make the final once again. Now let's talk about Brazil-Peru. I don't have a big analysis, breakdown, or anything about this. I told you guys I was going to be unpopular. I told you guys I wasn't going to use logic. I do not predict that Brazil are making the final, meaning Peru are making the final. Now I know how unpopular this sounds. One, Brazil is superior. Individually, as a team, they've had a great Copa America. Two, these two have already faced each other in the group stage, and Brazil smacked the crap out of Peru 4-0. Now, what I think is going to happen, it's going to be 1-1 regular time. They go to penalties, anything can happen. Peru seal the win, and they make the final for the second time in a row, and this time they'll face Argentina. Now, I know how that sounds. I know a lot of you guys want to see Brazil-Argentina in the final, but I think that's too much written in the stars. It's too likely to happen, and then it won't happen. I don't know. I'm trusting my gut. I'm kind of just, I know how it sounds, trust me. I just got 3 out of 8 in the Euro game. I can't be logical anymore. I gotta be unpopular. Brazil, I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. I'm Argentinian. What can I say? I'm knocking you out, dude. Peru, bring it on. And this is where I predict who's gonna win. Another final for Argentina. They lost in 2011. They lost in 2014, the World Cup. 2015, Copa America. 2016, Copa America. I've gone through so much, bro. I've gone through so much. My teenage years were just full of seeing Argentina lose finals. Back to back to back, and then, Jesus Christ. You are sick in the head if you think I'm gonna sit down here in front of my camera and I'm gonna say that Argentina are getting knocked out and losing another final. You have to be crazy in the head. I'm not doing that. Argentina are winning the whole thing. They're knocking out Peru. I don't even care what the result is. I know I said I was gonna say the result for every game. No, I don't care. Just win in penalties, win with an offside goal or with the hand of God. I don't care how you win. Argentina is winning. Let's say 1-0. Fuck it. 1-0. Dybala scores. He hasn't even been called up. Let's just say he scores. I don't care. Argentina are winning. Actually, no. Let's say Papu Gomez score. I would love to see him score. 1-0, Papu Gomez scores to win against Peru in the final. I'm already getting happy. And the knockout stages haven't even started. Just from imagining it, bro. I've been through so much. Can you just let me have this one? I just want you to go down in the comments and be like, yeah, I agree, Augustine. Argentina's gonna win the final. Just let me have that one, okay? And so that finishes up the video for the Copa America predictions. I know that this was kind of like half-assed, but last time I spent my whole night doing a breakdown and an analysis of every single game. That worked out horrible, okay? So I kind of half-assed this one, but maybe I get all of them right, okay? And if I do, you have to subscribe, because we are so close to 3K, like literally I think only 50 away, and I'm really hoping that we get to 3K soon. Why? Absolutely no reason, because numbers don't actually mean anything. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit a like and show the channel to a friend. Maybe they'll subscribe, and then you can hook me up. But yeah, as always, I will see you guys soon. The next video that I post will be the first episode of my new FIFA series. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I think you're gonna enjoy it. I think I'm gonna enjoy playing it. It's not manager mode, so stay tuned. As always, I will see you guys in the next time. Please take care, enjoy the Copa America, and cheers.